Hey guys, Reese here, Reese the Shed, and this week we're back on the HQ 12SFOR2K drag car. So if you watch the previous videos, we have rebuilt the engine in this car from scratch. It was a rusty old block that was just sitting in here for who knows how long, in the rain, in all the different conditions, and we brought it back to life. So we've got the engine rebuilt, we've had it running. We've gone ahead and built ourselves a nice little blow-through Holly carby, which, as you can see there, I've just fitted before I turn the camera on. We've made ourselves some nice vent extensions for the carby, and we've built ourselves a pretty decent fuel system. That fuel system was giving us a bit of grief, but now it's sorted. We're on top of the whole thing, and I've just made myself a temporary fuel supply line to the carby because, as usual, the carby hoses still didn't show up. So what I've done is harness the old inlets off of the old 750 Holly, and I've made myself a temporary high pressure fuel line for our supply. So we're good with all that. What we have to do is get this thing all back together and running. So I've got to put the turbo back on over here. I've been mucking around with a little bit of brakes and suspension, so I want to get that all back together again. And there's a few other things as well along the way. So this one's going to be a good one. There's plenty to do and not a lot of time, so it will be interesting to see how far we get, but stick around and it's going to be a good one. Okay guys, so this was what was causing us the dramas with the fuel system. So this gauge, basically it's a 0 to 160 psi gauge, but it's probably designed for EFI instead of carby. So 20 psi is basically the starting number right at the very beginning there. It does go to 0, but there's no increments in between there and 20, no numbers. So I don't think it's very accurate, and what I've had to do is I actually plumbed it all up with my temporary hose, which I'm going to take out once my carby setup all comes in. But what I've done, turned on the fuel pumps, checked them off pressure at the regulator, and then cross-referenced it over here at the carby, and this gauge was all the way around. It was like more than 15 psi, but over here it was showing 10. So all I've done is start the pump, turn on my switch here, start the pump, and then adjust the fuel pressure down to 7 psi here. So I've just backed this back off. So I'll show you that now, just so you can see. So we're on 0 on that gauge, but over here we're just a smidge under 7 psi. So I'm going to still muck around with that a little bit more, fine tune it, get it up to 7 exactly. But there you go guys, don't always trust the gauge you get with the kit. Try to get a decent gauge on your carby and something you can trust over there. It's always a good idea to have a gauge this close to the carby anyway, to make sure of the pressure you're getting at the carby. So anyway, enough of that. That's done now, fuel system's all done. Let's get on to the next job. Okay, so since I've been in here and welded on our new brackets for our brake hoses, I welded them on, I painted them, but I never got to putting them back on. So that's what we're going to do now. Just going to fly through it, chuck the brake hoses on, and then we'll be good. So I didn't film any of that, but I've got the brake hoses and lines back on the front. You can see there, everything's all back together. The wheels and everything are back on. But I did notice that the rear brake, the steel brake line, had some damage on it, so I've actually cut that and I've replaced it from about halfway back here, somewhere here, back to the front. I've actually replaced this line, so that's brand new. I actually replaced that one as well last night, to the right hand front. I didn't like the nuts that were on there, and instead of just changing the nuts, I just made a whole new line. So we'll jump under here now and we'll chuck this joiner in and we'll get on to the next thing. So the reason why I'm using this is because the rear half is still in good condition, and to replace that and do a whole line is a mission for a start. But I have to remove the fuel tank and who knows what else. And I run a risk of breaking the retainers that hold the brake line in. So I just thought, chuck one of these in, save myself the hassle, and we're back on the road. So we'll quickly do this, and then we'll keep moving forward, getting this thing ready to go back on the road and drive. Oh, actually, one other thing I found. This is my bracket for the proportioning valve. Took this off last night as well. I've noticed that where the manifold runs, the turbo manifold, was getting a bit close to the proportioning valve. So I've decided I'm going to slice this through here, and I'm going to offset it back, just back here somewhere, ever so slightly, just so I've got a bit of that going on, and that will give us a bit more clearance around the exhaust over there. Got the turbo back on, got my oil line back on. I still have to do my return, so we'll keep going. We'll nail a few of these other smaller jobs, and hopefully we can go for a drive today. Alright, it's not pretty, but it'll do. Okay, done. Okay guys, so those brake lines are all taken care of now. There is one last thing that I need to do before we get this thing out on the road, and that is I've converted this to rear disc brakes with the Falcon diff, but I didn't get up here up the front and remove our check valve out of the master cylinder. So if you can see here, I've got both my lines disconnected, and I only have brake fluid dripping out of the front there. There's nothing coming out of the back, and that's because with your drum brakes, there's a valve in there that keeps pressure from returning to the master cylinder. So it's like a one-way check valve. It's only a small amount, but it allows the fluid to go out, and that establishes, well, it allows your wheel cylinders to stay out instead of fully retracting every time. So we're going to get into this now, try and pull this valve out of here without damaging the master cylinder. So wish me luck. So as you guys probably saw, I was a little bit rough. A little bit of the end came off, and it wasn't able to seal up against the brake hose or the brake pipe again. So all I did was I've grabbed the little fitting, this guy, and I've very lightly clamped it in the end of my lathe. Okay, in there, and then hit that and made sure I copied the exact angle of that fitting, and then I just stuck the file on there and brought it back. So it's all fixed now, and it's ready to go back in, but maybe I should start paying a bit more attention and being a bit more gentle. Anyway, that's done. Little trick for you guys in the future if this sort of stuff ever happens. You got your lathe, and your lathe tools, put them to good use. Let's put this back together.
Ooh, hot.
Alright, it's not pretty, but it'll do. Alright guys, we've got this brand new throttle cable here, and we're going to chuck it in. So they're very simple. It's got a couple of little sections here that squeeze in, so just push that in like that. Hasn't locked in, but it probably will over time, I guess. So that's that. And then what I've actually got is, I pulled this pedal out of, I think it was a HZ or something, something early model, and went to fit it to this car. But as you can see, down there, right around here and here, there's some marks in the firewall. See if we can get down there. You can see those marks there. Somebody's actually removed the old one by cutting it off, and I guess that might be a WB thing. Maybe in the WBs these were welded to the floor. Anyway, we have to locate this one, drill some holes and bolt it in. So I could weld it like the other one, but I'd rather bolt it, and if I ever want to take it back out I can. So we're going to quickly chuck that on. We'll get our cable connected, and then chuck the other end on the carby, and we're pretty much good to go. Don't know how long the light's going to last for, but you can see there, that's where they've cut it off. Okay, the light's gone. Anyway, over here, hang on a sec. Okay, so you can see where the old one went. Over here, it's been cut off of the floor, and the new one has these bolt holes there and there. So basically all I figured I'd do is just line this up. Line this up against the floor here somewhere like this. Oh, terrible light. Get it lined up with where that old cup was. Put a couple of holes in it and bolt it in. And I just want to make sure it lines up with where our cable's coming through. So that has to line up with this hole here. So I'll just make sure I get that lined up before I finalise its position. So I'm going to go ahead and just chuck that in now. Yeah, okay, and then we'll get on to the next stuff. Well, I've either modified this throttle linkage to work with the cable that we've got, or I've ruined something really expensive. So this is what I've done here. Trimmed a little bit out, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. We'll have to trial fit it back on the car. So we'll have a quick look at it. You can see I just trimmed away enough to hopefully get the cable in there. Let's try and fit it back on the car. Actually, before I do, better get the bonnet back on the Tirana because it's about to rain. Need a bit more of an adjustment. Might put some bevels facing in. Alright, so the throttle linkage is done. What I ended up having to do was this bracket here I've actually trimmed to get the cable down into. And then I don't know if you guys could see it on camera, but this was popping off of the throttle shaft. So I've found out that this little section here, the pivot, is actually slightly worn and undersized. So I grabbed this one here off of the Tirana out there and chucked that on, put this back on, and it's perfect. So then I set my return springs. Basically I've got them all the way out. This is about halfway, so we still have some slack in the throttle, and that is good. So everything here now is good. We're so close to being able to drive this thing. Let's keep going.
Here we go, guys, reach the shed. How are you, mate?
Hey mate, how's it going?
Yeah, good.
Good to see ya.
Yeah, great to see you.
Oh man, you come at the right time.
Yeah. Having a bit of trouble, eh?
Yeah, need to get this thing started up because and it's getting late, and we need to get it started up today. And I've got no power to the start motor, so we've got to have a look into that.
Okay. Anyone watching my videos, Reese is the guy that pointed me towards the distributor fault. So
Yeah.
he's the man when it comes to all things Holden.
Holden V8s. Yeah, not this one though. Everything else has worked, but besides this little one little issue. But I'm sure that now you're here, we'll get to the bottom of it.
Yep. Also, I've been watching your videos and see you need a few cutting discs. So I bought a stack of me for you.
Thanks, brother. Thanks, man. Oh yeah. Well, I do a bit of cutting. That's wicked. Cheers.
I think Fingers is a bit upset he couldn't make it here, but yeah.
Maybe next time, mate.
Maybe next
We're going
time.
to get over your way as well.
Yeah. Yep.
So, hopefully in the future at some point.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm happy you're here because perfect timing, really. Want to try and get it started?
Yeah, let's
Alright.
set up the cameras and we'll have a go.
Awesome.
Were you filming that too?
Hey?
You were filming that too, yeah?
Yeah, I've got that going, yeah. How's that? Risky just shows up out of nowhere. Right when we need him. Alright, so what I'm thinking is, if you want to work your magic with the multimeter, and I'll get onto the dash here and see what I've missed, and you can just tell me once if we get 12 volts or whatever. Hey Data. Alright, now I'll get my light. Alright, trying to get this thing going, and don't have any power to the starter exciter wire, so I'm just going to jump onto the dash here. Got Risky with me. Say hello, Risky.
Hey guys.
He's over there manning the digital multimeter, and I'm just going to try a few things under here and see what voltage we get over there. So bear with us and we'll get to the bottom of this pretty soon. Alright, so what I've bridged out is, looks like the purple wire off the ignition switch. I think it goes down to the neutral safety switch. So what we've got to do is figure out whether or not that's working or not. So, what can we do? I might drop the steering column down for a minute, Risky.
Yeah.
We're not plugged in just yet. Alright, so it's just as well I got some professional help over here with Risky, and because he's shown me what we need to do with this wiring to get the diagnosis happening. So as you can see over here, we've got some pretty ingenious wiring here for our ground, for our meter. Check this out. And he's assured me that that's fine because this is a ground, so it doesn't matter, it's not insulated.
That's right.
Yeah, alright, so...
You can't short out on rust anyway.
He makes a good point. Alright, so and in here, as you can see, we've got the same thing going on. So we've got the bit of yellow wire wrapped around our meter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put our little bridge back in here, and then we're just going to test this switch first of all, the plug for the switch, make sure we actually got a supply voltage there. Then we're going to plug it back on, and then we're going to check what's coming out of it. So we'll do that now. Hey, Risky?
Yep.
Sweet. All right, let's do it. Hey, Risky, tell us what just happened.
So we had no power anywhere, and we're checking. We had no power to the fuse box. And we're like, we should have power to the fuse box because Reese has checked before, and he had power before. And yeah, we come to the battery to check our earth again, and it was no continuity at the earth. And then I said, just check across the battery to see if we've got power on the battery.
Brand new battery.
Brand new battery.
Meter says
0. So we turn the meter off and on again. She's working. We've got power where we need it.
Yep.
So
beautiful.
Now we're just going to check the violet wire.
Yep. Okay. Tell me when.
Yep.
Yep.
You're ready.
There you go. 12 volts.
Beautiful.
So what I'm thinking is that terminal wasn't making good contact on the starter motor.
Yeah.
I'll get under there and maybe I'll crimp it down.
Yeah, it needs to be crimped down.
Crimp it down, get under there, push it back on.
Yeah.
Alright, sweet. Let's do that.
I had one of them.
Yes, that's the special tool. that rag. So yeah. You know what? You missed out. I had the special tool in here as well. Yeah, I had that special tool in there before. Alright.
You wouldn't be a real mechanic if you
We're
didn't know that.
we're just about to give this thing a crank over. Well, hopefully we're going to see if it starts. Well, not starts. Let's start again. All right, so we're just about to give this thing a bit of a test run. So I'm going to hit the key now and see if it cranks over. If it does, we're going to get oil pressure up to our turbo here, and then I'm going to put that coil lead on, see if it'll fire up, and we'll make some noise. It's pretty late and it's pretty dark, but has to be done. Alright, I'm going to hit the key. Be good to us. Oh yeah. Alright.
Smooth.
That is good. So we know that it cranks now. We know that we've got 12 volts at our coil, but we don't have the lead on because we want to get oil pressure up at our turbo. So we're just going to get a little bucket or something.
That bottle?
Yeah, we'll get this.
Oh yeah?
That'll do. We'll just put that lead, put that straight in there.
Yeah, Schweppes if you
Yeah. Wow. Maybe the engine didn't have oil pressure the whole time I was doing skids in it.
Well, you had oil pressure at the oil pressure switch, did you? Okay.
Who knows? Well, it must have, because it had oil up the top of the engine, which it didn't have before.
Yeah.
So what we could do is pull that hose out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just we'll remove this hose and we'll make sure we're getting oil out of the oil pump.
See, if we had oil on that side of the cap, we would say, oh yeah, it's this line because it's been kicked.
Yeah,
But
it's not. Not that worried.
it's got flow through there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Might have to do something with this.
You could all taste of the, what is it? 564.
Yeah. Yuck. Never been oil in there.
No. Been oil in there though.
Yeah. Well, that is wet. That's oil. Let's crank it over and see what happens just quickly.
Yeah.
Maybe just prime this oil pump again. With those Cooper filters, it might have one of those anti-drain back valves, and it might have just all gone to the sump. This is actually turning out to be bigger than Ben-Hur. So we've gone along and I've actually taken the oil pressure feed to the turbo out of the pump, and it looks dry in there, which is weird. So what we decided to do is crank it without that in there, see if we can get the pump to prime. So we're taking the alternator off, but we had to put the earth back on here. So we're about to hit the key, see what goes on. If this doesn't work, we're taking that pump off and priming it again, because we're sort of assuming that maybe this oil filter doesn't have an anti-drain back valve and the oil might have returned to the sump, but we don't know. We're just guessing, so we're going to hit this key now, see what happens over here. It may not have had oil pressure all along. Nothing?
Nothing.
Alright, take that pump off.
Can't feel it.
Put some Vaso in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go out and do a repair on a Holden Cruise that had one of those cheap filters on it back in the day.
Yeah.
Westville, I think it might have been.
Westville. Cooper's Westville now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Those Securas are alright.
Secura. That oil has run in the engine. You can see how dirty it is.
Yeah. Ugh.
So that's run. That's not. It's not like it hasn't had oil pressure before.
Yeah.
So what we'll do. Look at that. That's where the problem is.
That is the problem. Alright, let's film that.
Fucking hell. I've just found that the boss for the oil pump was loose in there, and that will definitely cause the issue that we've got. We are going to have to take the oil pump back off and prime it, because that would have been like a pinhole in a straw, and that wouldn't have held any oil in that pump. You reckon, Risky?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So
we used to have trouble back in the day with the
Fords, eh?
Yeah,
BA
the Fords,
Falcons and
BAs
stuff.
and that.
Yeah.
They'd unscrew on you.
Yeah.
You'd put a new filter on, fire it up, fill it with oil, and you'd be running away. And you're like, oh, the oil light hasn't gone. And you look under the car and it'd just be oil everywhere.
Yeah.
You have 6 litres on the ground, you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh no. You're lucky to turn it off in time. Yeah, and then you gotta clean up all this oil, pull the oil filter back off, screw your little boss in.
Yep.
And yeah, it was only ever finger tight anyway.
Yeah. They just had a little Allen key drive or something,
Yeah,
didn't
just
it?
had a little Allen key drive, but you used to just screw it up with your hand like that.
Yep.
And yeah, she was all good. So.
Well, look at that. Bloody Commodore parts, mate. That's the issue. All right, well, we've got to get this bolted back in there first of all. So I think that's a 12mm drive by the looks of it in there. So we'll get that back in, nip that up. We'll get the pump off, prime it with some Vaso, get it back on there, confirm that we've got oil pressure, and then we'll finally start this car, hopefully. Stick around.
Do you think this is how the professionals do it? Yeah. Like they shoot it, they do it, and then they're like, yeah, okay, let's reshoot it.
They definitely do. Because a lot of the stuff that you do, you just figure it out as you go along.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Alright, we've got the socket set here, guys. We had to go and get it out of the ute. So,
Chuck us a half inch, or sorry, chuck us a 12.
12? Yeah, we'll try.
No, oh yeah, 12.
12, yeah.
No, next size up.
14. Very good. Must be a 13,
half inch, eh?
half inch.
Half inch, yeah. Bolt?
Yeah, we can use bolt. Bolt 2 nuts. You got one?
Yep.
There you go.
Alright.
Got this one. No good. Half inch?
Yeah, I reckon that's 9/16.
Oh.
I'll find a half inch.
What about this one here? Well, we'll use this one.
Yep. Oh, yeah, it's 13 metric.
Oh. Well, we'll just use that one till we find a half inch, eh?
Yeah. This is the one we're using.
See if it goes in.
Yeah, we aren't looking for anything else. Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
beautiful.
Sweet.
Slip straight in.
Now, I think what we've got going on here, I think we've got 13mm bolt and half inch nut, because that's just bound up.
Well, that's perfect for what we're doing.
Just bound up straight away. All we need to do is just nip it up, eh?
Yeah. Doesn't need to be too tight. Shift the bandit.
I know. You know, when I went into heavy diesel, I actually was real worried about it, and I had expressed concerns to one of the guys I've come up with, you know, in the trade.
Yeah.
I said, oh, I don't have any tools for that. And he said, buy a set of chisels and a set of shifters, and you'll be all right for a couple of months.
That's it.
And he was wrong, because I pretty much needed big spanners straight away, but at least I went to site with confidence.
That was like when I started rebuilding drill rigs.
Yeah.
I was trying to prove myself, and we had this a hose you couldn't get to. You had to use a chisel. So I did it with a chisel, and the guys come over and like, yeah, we know you're a drill fitter.
You got the special tool for the job.
So we've done many and many a hose with
a chisel.
No,
I thought you were going to say that's how you knew you were a diesel fitter.
Yeah, that's it.
Just smashing things with hammers and chisels. Alright, I'm going to jump under here and get this last bolt out of this oil pump. Alright, that oil pump's out. Yeah. What I want to do, if we can, is turn the engine over by hand and make sure this oil drive is turning. So, I'm thinking if I just put a 24. Man, I moved fast then.
Just went, wasn't even...
Yeah, probably wasn't the safest place to have it balanced.
I didn't even touch it.
Yeah. Actually, I got a better idea. I'll just lay here and watch it. Yeah, it's turning.
Turn?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely turning. Cool. I reckon it's that oil filter all along. Between the oil filter and that the other thing, the loose thing. Alright, that's good.
Alright.
Primer up. And we'll use the Ryco filter this time.
See, with cars, things never really go to plan.
Never. Been recording already?
Yeah, it was recording already.
Cool. Alright, Risky. So, what we've noticed is we actually took our oil pressure fitting out and we didn't have any oil pressure there.
Yeah.
So we took the oil pump off and checked the drive on the engine side. So turned the crankshaft over by hand, and we noticed this is turning. So technically this pump should turn and we should be making pressure.
Yep.
It's not a fault with the engine because this itself is what supplies all the oil pressure. If there's nothing here, the engine's not going to have any, you're not going to have any out of that hose. So what we're going to do now is prime this, put it back on and see what we've got. So back to the Vaso, as always. And I know you haven't done this before, so I'll give you a one-on-one lesson. Off camera, guys, I was just saying to Risky, I'm quite surprised at how often this stuff gets used. And what did you say to me, Risky?
I said this car every day. I bend you over.
Yeah. The uncensored version, or the censored version is this thing's bent me over every week for a year, basically. But we don't give up.
Nah.
So
one day you'll have a joy.
yeah. And the good news is we know that this actually did turn because the entire thing was empty and we packed this full of Vaso when we built the engine. So it is actually working. I think my thoughts is that the really cheap oil filter that I fitted, trying to save a bit of money while I was doing the running in process, was probably too cheap and didn't have an anti-drain back valve or something in it, and it's just allowed the oil to run from this back into the sump.
Yeah.
That's what I'm assuming.
Well, plus we found that thread loose.
And a loose thread here,
So
which we managed to figure something out with just a minute ago.
this is the major problem with these
Yeah.
308s and 253s.
The performance guys that I used to hang around with a long time ago did actually used to they used to bin these.
Yeah.
And they used to use like Hemi pumps, like Chrysler pumps,
Yeah.
with an adapter.
Yep.
And apparently that was the go. And I never ever got to, because that was like, back then that was like the best technology, and everyone with money was doing it.
Yeah.
And it was sort of like out of my reach, but
Yeah.
nowadays anyone can do that. So maybe I might think about doing that in the future if this thing lives.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll see.
I should have a look at the one on our Tirana. It might be a Hemi pump.
Yeah.
No,
It might be. If it doesn't look like this, it will be.
Because, yeah, they definitely spent some money on that when they built that engine.
For a screwdriver while you're recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have spent the money. And you know, like, it seems as though what they did to it was pretty much the best you could have done for the day that it was built in.
Yeah.
You know, like there was no expense spared. So
The only thing they spared expense on was the distributor. I think it was a second handy and it was all broken.
Well, sometimes you just don't know, hey?
Yeah. So we should be hitting the strip this Friday.
Oh yeah.
So
See how it goes.
yeah, we got rained out last time. So hopefully this time we can put some numbers on the track.
There you go, guys. If you want to see that Tirana go down the strip, watch Risky's Rescues. Honestly, it's a great channel, and he needs all the support he can get, because, mate, it's excellent, and it's hard for us Aussie guys. So if you can, get over there and check it out. It's really good. Love watching Risky's videos. He's been doing some camping stuff as well lately, which is pretty cool. Four-wheel driving, sorry.
Yeah.
And yeah, get over there and support Risky. He's an awesome bloke. You'll love his videos.
We are trying.
Yeah. And it's much more entertaining than watching me pack an oil pump full of Vaseline for the second or third time on the channel.
This is the thing that people don't get when you're an actual mechanic, is the monotony.
Yeah.
Like, they think you
just fix shit.
Yeah.
You don't see you fix the same thing 20 times.
Yeah. And you just keep going over and over again.
Keep on doing it.
Yeah.
You get good at it through repetition.
So
And yeah.
that's what like an apprenticeship's all about, is doing the hard jobs over and over and over again.
Yeah, brother.
You know, when I started,
Doing all the shit no one else wants to do, because they've all done it like 100 times as well already.
Like, it was hard to undo bolts and stuff, you know, when you start.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you just get used to it. And
When I was doing my apprenticeship, I remember going to TAFE, and like the questions that I remember looking back were simple as like, here's a chicken and here's a hammer. Which one's the hammer?
Yeah.
Like that was how simple the questions were, but they baffled me back in the day, you know? And that's why the apprentices, they need to do things over and over and over, like we did, because that's how you get it in your head, and then it becomes simple. Like what we find simple nowadays is the apprentices struggle.
yeah.
But you forget about all of that because you've been doing it so long and you get so good at it. Alright, we're starting to get some action here. While you're recording me, Risky, want to let the guys watching know how we met, and a little bit about the backstory.
Yeah, we can do that.
If there's anything you can think of.
Yeah, so,
It's been quite a few years now.
yeah, what do you mean,
4 or 5 years?
2020?
Maybe more? Oh yeah, 2020.
Yeah, just before COVID and that. I started working on a mine up in the Pilbara, and they assigned me a room. I was working 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and yeah, gave me this room. That's all good. Nice room. End of the block. Great.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've come in after for my second swing, and in the fridge is a iced coffee,
wasn't it?
Yeah, an iced coffee.
Yeah.
So, and I had a little note there. Here you go, mate. I left you an iced coffee. Have a good swing. And I'm like, who's this guy? Oh well. So I asked around, and I said, the guy that's in my room, is he all right? And you know, because we never see each other. And they're like, yeah, he's all right, you know. don't get on his bad side. Oh, okay then. So I thought, oh, into my swing, put a nice coffee in there, write a little love letter. Anyway, this went on for about 3 or 4 swings, and then all the COVID stuff happened. And
yeah, that's it. That's what brought us together.
And I was stuck there, and Reese was flying in. So I got the order, get out of Reese's room. So I had to go to the other side of the camp, miles away. Anyway, I was a bit upset, you know, because you get attached to your room after a bit.
You do, yeah.
Get used to it.
It's your room.
And I thought, oh, well, it's been his room a lot longer than my room. So then, yeah, we were just going to work the next day and working away. And walk over there and I run into this guy. I said, oh, you're in room, whatever it was, say it was like 67.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I am. What about it? It's quite standoffish, you know. And I said, oh, I'm your roommate, your old roommate.
Been dropping off iced coffees for a month.
And they were like, oh my God, you know. So anyway, then we started working together, and we really were like, yeah, it was just like in Step Brothers. Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, what I remember is I didn't know who you were or what you looked like, and we're just doing the back and forth thing with the iced coffees and stuff, and yeah, mate, have a good swing on like the note and stuff. I already thought this guy's a good bloke, and as fate would have it, like you say, COVID came. They made us all stay behind. I was flying in, you were staying behind, and met you for the first time. We had a chat. Like you said, I was a bit standoffish because I was a different person back then, and didn't know who this bloody bearded bloke was that was asking all about me. And yeah, but once we got talking and that, we got working together, hit it off, and yeah, like you say, did we become best friends? Yep.
Yeah.
And then we've been mates ever since. It's been years, and we don't see each other as much as I'd like, but we're always in contact, and that's bloody awesome.
There was actually, we were actually like a trio, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out to
who was the other one?
Chad Wrigley.
Oh, Chad!
From the Wrigley Fortune.
Yeah. Another WA boy, he's around. He's just had a family too.
Yeah, he's had a kid and all that, and married. And,
yeah, legend.
G'day,
Chad. I know you're probably not watching, but bloody legend, mate.
Yeah, we were 3 amigos.
Yeah.
We were all trapped up there with COVID, and yeah, good times though.
Yeah, it was good. I don't have any complaints. Look at that, perfect timing.
Perfect
Well
timing.
pumps primed.
All primed.
Chuck that back on and cross our fingers.
Yeah.
We're going to use the Ryco filter this time. So, I'll grab that out. Bring it in here.
The secret stash of filters.
Yeah, here we go.
Beautiful.
One. Z30.
Z30. Classic.
And we'll put some oil on it. Only the best for this car. So I'll whack this back on, and then we'll fill that oil filter up, and then we'll put that on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good the way that we met, because yeah, quite a few years, eh?
Yeah.
Been mates now, and starting from not knowing each other at all, and just having that, you know, everyone who works in mining, they're having a hard time. Even if they're having a good time, it's hard.
Yeah.
And to know that there's somebody that's keeping your room while you're away, and they're a decent person, it does actually make you feel a bit better about the place, because you're like, oh, when I leave, someone decent's going to be staying in here, make sure I keep it clean and look after it, and you do the same in return, and yeah, it's just good.
I always say that if you can do something to make the day 5% better,
Do it.
you know, if everyone puts that little bit of effort in, makes everyone else's day 5% better, you have a great day.
Yeah.
And you have,
Definitely.
you know, we had lots of laughs, heaps of laughs up there.
Breakfast time was the best day.
Yeah.
Having a fucking yarn for an hour or two.
Do you know how many Chev small blocks they made?
Million.
They made 90 million of them.
90 million, yeah. So that's why they're cheap, and that's why they're reliable, because once they found a good thing, I guess.
It's like you're always 1 degree of separation from someone that's owned a small block Chev.
Yeah. Exactly. 1 degree.
And they didn't change them, not till
They didn't have to, eh? Didn't have
They
to.
were great engine.
Even now, people still build them.
Yeah. People are going away from them a bit though, into LSs now.
Yeah.
But
LSs are just cheaper.
Yeah. But
They make good power and they're cheap.
yeah.
But once they start getting more expensive again, because they'll be rarer,
Yeah.
they'll, you know, that's when it all comes out in the wash. Once everything gets on a level playing field of cost, then you figure out what's better than the other stuff, because cost isn't a factor anymore, eh?
Yeah. Well, I was looking at like scrap LSs,
Yeah.
and they want like $4.5 grand for them
Getting
now.
expensive, eh?
So they're going up because everyone's using them.
Yeah. There was a time when you can get one for like $900.
Yeah.
I'm sad to say this is probably as far as we're going tonight, bro.
Yeah.
Because this is a quiet area as well. Everyone that lives out here is basically either full-time employed or retired. And I don't think I'd be the best neighbour in the world if I start firing this thing up at 9 o'clock at night or whatever time it is.
Well, should we just get some oil pressure and then...
Yeah, we'll get oil pressure. We'll just chuck this filter on.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure that we've got something coming out of that hole there.
Yeah.
We'll put the oil pressure line and that back on, I reckon.
Yep. No, it's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, right.
You know?
You gotta be courteous because your neighbours, you're gonna have them forever.
Yeah.
Like we've got a good standing with our neighbours.
Oh,
They know I do all this sort of stuff, but they don't need to hear me doing it at 9:30 on Wednesday night.
Oh, I'm lucky where I live. It's all
Yeah.
acreage, so we don't.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that would be good. That is not good engine oil. I don't know what that is.
Lucky, not too much.
I only put like 200 mils, not
Yeah.
even that, 20 mils. Just enough to wet the bottom. Oh, there it is. It's the same bottle. So that one must have been waste. I didn't realise. Why would I put it? Nah. Someone's playing a joke on me because I wouldn't have put it back in the cupboard. Look at that, that's better.
Yeah, beautiful.
Do you reckon we should chuck some of this on there? Just there?
Yeah, might as well.
I
Can't
don't know if
hurt.
it's going to fall in or not, but
Yeah.
what's the worst that could happen? At this point, we don't even have oil pressure.
Yeah, they'll be fine. It'll just stop it falling out when you screwing it on.
Oil from falling out of there.
Alright, here's the measure of a mechanic.
See if I can get it on there without spilling it all.
That's right.
I have done this a number of times though, Risky, so...
Full oil filter. The tips.
Oh, it's on.
He screws. He's screwing. Not a drop, dropped.
What was that?
Perfect.
One drop, wasn't it? Or no drops?
No drops at all.
Bloody awesome.
Beautiful.
Give it a nice wipe over. Now, what we're going to do is we'll put that bloody oil fitting back in.
Yep.
Crank it over until we get some oil coming out of the end over here. And we'll be good. Do a bit of a check here, guys. Now, see, make sure we've got some oil coming out of this turbo feed. Risky's going to do the honours. All right.
Kick her in the guts, Barry.
In the guts. Still got nothing there, eh? That's interesting.
Nothing. Where's that shifter? Pull that plug. Still dry. Give her another crank. See if we can get dirty.
Nothing, eh? I think it might be an oil pump.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, well, it's a fizzle out to the video.
Yeah. That's gonna do us for tonight, guys.
Yeah.
That's the end of it. We'll have a bit of a look at it over the coming days, I guess. Figure out what's going on there with the oil pressure. I'm actually a little bit concerned that I might have done a burnout with this with no oil pressure. But
Yeah.
Risky's camera's just run out of battery, guys. We're not going to know until we actually get the oil pump back off again and do a bit more inspecting. So it's a bit of a anticlimax, I'd say.
Yeah, a little bit.
But this is what happens sometimes, guys.
But sometimes it's good just to be mates hanging out.
Yeah.
Getting it done.
Definitely. It's been awesome having Risky over. It's the first time he's seen the new place. And it's been awesome catching up with an old mate again. And I hope that we can do it more. I won't see him now for 6 months because he's going to Canada for work. But we'll be keeping in touch. Hopefully you guys are able to watch some of his videos because he's going to be making some pretty cool videos in the US as well and Canada.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say before we go?
Ah, just subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subscribe to Risky's Rescues.
Subscribe to Reese. If you're not subscribed to me, yeah, get over there. So
There you go, guys.
the quicker I get to 1,000 subs.
Yeah, everybody out there, if you're unaware, Risky is in need of about 400 subs.
Yeah.
And we've had a look at the analytics, and a lot of you guys are watching the videos and you're not subscribed. So just do him a favour and subscribe to the channel, because if he gets monetized, he can do more of this stuff.
Yeah.
So it does. It's making it a lot easier for me. This hobby is now costing me $0.
Yeah.
I still have to go to work, obviously. I'm not balling, but I no longer have the financial constraint that I had when I first started, and it'd be great if Risky could do the same. So guys, if you can get over there, subscribe to his channel, watch all his videos, drop some comments on this one as well, and his like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you down the road. Cheers, guys. All right, Risky, what have we done?
We pulled the oil filter off again.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't leave it alone. We were just chatting away and thought, we'll just have a look.
Pull it off.
Yeah. And the Vaseline was all around the intake for the oil filter.
What do we think we've done?
I think we might have created an airlock.
We probably blocked it.
when we filled up the end to try and stop the oil from falling out of it. So
Pulled the fitting out, cranked it over, and we had some oil, didn't
we had a bit of oil, so
we're going to try it
we'll
again.
try it on camera now.
All right, you ready?
Hey! There we go.
All right. Just took a little while to build up oil pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll chuck us that end. I'll stick it on the turbo here. No way. I'm not too
Not
worried.
the best looking oil.
Isn't it? What colour is it? Nah, it's all good.
Got a lot of
That's the lucky oil.
junk in it. Anyway. Can't be a perfectionist.
We're not worried about
For
it.
$2,000. Shout out to Fingers too, me old man.
How you going, Fingers? Wish you could be here, buddy. We're having a ball. Alright. So we're just going to turn this over. We're not going to start the engine. We'll just turn it over so we can see this spinning. And then I'll be happy and I can go to sleep. You got an hour drive back to your place.
That's alright.
Alright. Got the special tool out of there. Alright, you ready?
First spin.
I don't reckon it's got enough airflow.
Hit it. Nah,
Not enough airflow to get it to turn. That turbo's too big.
gotta be running. Which is good when you're drag stripping.
Yeah, that's alright. We're happy with what we've got. Yeah, we've got oil pressure.
We've got oil pressure.
So
We've got an oil leak up here, so that's good.
have we?
Looks like
That's probably when I just put the
Halfway
fitting
put it
on. Alright. That's it. We didn't give up. We made sure we had oil pressure at the engine. And we can come back another day and try and start this thing up. I'm tired. My voice is going. Risky's got a long drive home.
That's it. Make sure you get into the shed. These cars aren't going to fix themselves.
Don't forget, those projects aren't going to finish themselves. Get in the shed. Well, there you go, guys. Turbocharged Holden 253 HQ Ute. Obviously it needs some tuning, but it's all there. Runs, drives, makes boost, and I'm happy. Alright guys, if you like that, like, comment, subscribe, and come back next week. And remember, those projects don't finish themselves. Get in the shed.